Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Moa, aka Swedish Whiskey Girl. Today I am here with Bladnoch 17, a limited release from the Lowlands distillery Bladnoch here in Scotland. So far, from the ones I've tried, the Bladnoch 10 has been my absolute favourite, and I mean I just love the bottle, so I'm very tempted to try and get me a bottle soon and then I can do a review. Oh, it's one of those days and I just can't speak. It says 46.7% ABV, and it's initially been matured in ex-bourbon casks before being moved into red wine casks. Oh, just really can't speak today. So, Bladnoch is a very interesting distillery. They are one of the ones that have been around in the Lowlands for a really long time, but they shut down for a bit and then they had to reopen. I think they have Australian owners, so you'll tend to see a lot of the bottles going to Australia straight away. And yeah, they've kind of recently rebranded and released this kind of range that we have today. And like I said, it is a 17-year-old, and I believe the red wine casks that have been used for the kind of finishing period are Californian red wine casks. So yeah, I'm very excited to try this, and as always, massive thank you to Kev for letting me borrow the bottle to do a review for you guys. Let's start by having a look on the nose. Ooh. The Bladnochs for me tend to have almost like a tropical note the first time I nose them, or in general just a tropical kind of feel to them, which is, I'm very curious about them and I'd love to go to the distillery one day and do a tour. There's some kind of tropical fruitiness, but almost a bit of like a strawberry vibe as well. It's almost making me think of a strawberry daiquiri, because I think the alcohol also gives me a note of like strawberry and alcohol it's just a little bit of a salty tone almost, like a salted strawberry. And I think I recently had a cocktail that was with salted strawberry cordial and tequila, so I wonder if it might be that it's just reminding me a little bit of that today. Yeah, but quite fruity, a little bit of that woodiness. But quite soft. And then it also has this note of like freshly baked cinnamon buns, like that kind of bready note mixes with spices. But quite sweet. Let's have a little taste. Sláinte. Ooh, interesting. What's that? Initially, it was this kind of gentle fruitiness, but then it just changed character into something very woody, I think I would say. It's almost reminds me of when I tried whiskey that's been in chestnut casks, like the Defilement, because it has this big cask taste almost, which is intriguing. And this one has a touch of that red wine influence, so it's almost like a very tanniny red wine. Oh, that I wasn't prepared for that. Yeah, so it's like initially it's this kind of fruity thing, as long as you have it in your mouth and you swallow, and then the finish kicks in and it's like it feels like a box, like a wooden box. Because you can feel it all around your mouth, so it's like a square. So you can feel it on the roof of your mouth and on the sides and then on your tongue as well. And almost like here. Almost like a slightly sour cherry note or something like that. Interesting. A lot of flavour, I would say. And it's like that red wine meets wood that is dominant. And now on the tongue it almost feels a bit spicy, like not like any baking spice, but more like black pepper. Yeah, quite tanniny. And you can feel it now in the mouth if you kind of really taste it. it's tanniny, but it has like a slight sour note, which makes me think of sour cherries. And now, like if I really, because there's such a big flavour still in my mouth, so when I kind of taste the finish, it reminds me of a bit of a malty note, but also a very dry summer forest. So like the woodiness is like a summer woodiness, very sunny and dry. Yeah, it was sold for about £90, but it's compared to what I remember the 10 to be was a big kind of mango note and quite juicy. This one I would say is more drying and it's more oaky from memory. I definitely need to retry some of their other whiskies to give you a better idea of my comparison, but it's an interesting, what's it called? Interesting experience, because it definitely has this thing which starts off as something and then completely changes. But lovely and fruity as well. It's definitely some kind of black pepper strawberry vibe going on. And a bit of a maltiness. I mean, red wine casks are quite fascinating. I think the finish, for me personally, this is just my personal opinion, is slightly too dry. I mean, if you watch my other videos, you probably know that I prefer a little bit of a juicier, sometimes sweeter, but a little bit cleaner taste. This one just has a big oakiness that comes in and gives a lot of robust feel to it, a very robust texture, and if you like a big oaky influence, but with a touch of that kind of strawberry black pepperiness, then I think you would like this one. I just think the finish is a little bit too woody for me, personally. But a very interesting whiskey, and I know they have a lot of other whiskies out there, so yeah, it's definitely one I'm gonna keep an eye of. And because they're located in the Lowlands, it's not too far away from where I live, so maybe I'll be able to visit them one day. Hopefully things will start to develop in a more safe way and positive way soon, so that we can get out in the world and travel. I just want to go to Sweden, but my flights were cancelled the other day, so I'll just have to see if I can find some others, or if I'm just going to postpone it for now. But I'm sure everyone is having the same kind of issues, so let's just hope to a brighter future. But I hope you've enjoyed this review, and I would love to hear what you think of Bladnoch. Have you tried any of their range? Have you tried the 17-year-old? What's your thoughts? Please put them in the comment section here below. And of course, a massive thank you to my wonderful supporters on Patreon. It's great to have you guys with me on my whiskey journey. Thank you so much for your support. But I hope you've all had an absolutely wonderful day. Sláinte Skål.